Going to check the mail. So the past few days haven't been the best. Been feeling kind of down, to be honest, and it's life. Couple of I don't know if I should call them setbacks, but some things, it's just some things didn't work out in my favor. It didn't work out the way that I wanted them to, and I've been kind of upset about that. But those setbacks, if you will, they also kind of really just kind of like reignited the fire under my ass, because when I get upset, that's when I really tend to really focus. And so even though the past few days haven't been the best, I feel like I've been extraordinarily focused on the big goals that I've set for myself and what I want to accomplish. Furthermore, I'd been talking a lot of shit. Motherfucker. Furthermore, I'd been talking a lot of shit to myself, not about myself, but just to myself about a situation. And this past weekend, if things really do go as they were explained to me over the weekend, then either my shit talking worked and the universe heard me and was just like, all right, bet, we're gonna correct this, or I should just feel really bad about what I was thinking and what I was saying, because maybe some things were happening behind the scenes that I wasn't aware of, and it is what it is. I hate to be mysterious, but it's partly out of superstition. I don't really like to talk about things just out of fear that things might fall apart or, whatever. I'm just superstitious about that. But then also, I don't know if I can't talk about it, so. One thing I will talk about, I will share with y'all. And I'm doing this in an effort to really be transparent. I am documenting my life for whatever it's worth. And when people get on, like YouTube, Instagram, social media, and present their lives, it's always perfect. Nothing ever goes wrong. Everything is 100%. And my life certainly is not perfect. Not by a long shot. I do consider myself extremely lucky in a lot of ways. I feel like things tend to work out for me, except for when it comes to like love or screenwriting. And I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that because I don't want the universe to be on some like, oh, word, really? It's words or spells. I said that in the previous video. Words or spells. So I'm going to refrain from shit talking. But one thing that did happen over the past few days, I had an appointment with my doctor. Probably mentioned that I was going to see my doctor soon. Went to see my doctor, check up and everything. He's like, oh man, blood pressure is improving, but my cholesterol is extremely high, and I was also diagnosed with prediabetes. And it wasn't even like, okay, you're pre-diabetic and, we need to make some changes. No, it was like the fucking alarm was sounding like, like, dude, like you are this close to being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. So that's what I'm dealing with, kids. High cholesterol, pre-diabetes, and still high blood pressure. Now, let's not get it twisted. My blood pressure has improved tremendously, but it's still something that I gotta deal with. So that's where I'm at. Making dinner, it's real simple. Salmon and corn. And that's fucking it. Because to be honest with you, I don't really know what the fuck else I can eat right now. And to be real with you, I had to look that up because I wasn't even sure if I could have corn. To be honest, I'm still not sure if I can have corn, but I'm gonna take this risk. I know my boy Gary is just like, don't eat corn, man. Fuck that, don't eat corn. See, that for me is the most frustrating thing about getting like all these diagnoses, that in the research that I've done, it seems like I can't eat anything. Like, I definitely have to lay off the carbs, but that means no rice. That means no pasta. That means, like, no bread. And, like, those all pretty much form, at least the base of a lot of shit that I like to eat. For instance, I rave about sugarfish, which is my favorite sushi spot in the world. And sure, the fish is okay, but it's sushi, so there's hella rice. And, like, I have to leave the rice alone. I love Italian food, so all sorts of, like, your pastas and everything, it's like I can't eat any Italian food. Can't eat potatoes. I love potatoes in all forms, but can't eat potatoes. Being diagnosed as pre-diabetic and having high cholesterol and having high blood pressure, there's just so much shit that you're restricted from eating. And for me, what's ironic, I think, is like sweets. I'm not a big like sweets person. I'm not really big on like candy and like cakes and pies and all that stuff. But I'm still considered pre-diabetic. And I know that, diabetes is not reliant on like, just sweet stuff. But I just find it funny because I do like the healthy stuff. Like vegetables, give me all of them. All of them. Except for cauliflower. I'm not big on cauliflower at all. But, shit that I gotta deal with. I gotta incorporate more fruit into my diet. I've never really been a big fruit person, but, now I find myself eating more apples, bananas. And I was already doing that to help me with my blood pressure, but now it's really just paramount that I eat a lot more fruit. So, yeah, apples, bananas, peaches, berries, things like that I can definitely do. Gotta stay away from fried foods. And I've actually been doing a good job of that lately. But I mean, shit, I still like fried chicken. I still like fried fish, fried pork chops. But those are things that, I'm gonna have to give up. Fast food is certainly out of the question. So, I mean, no burgers, no In-N-Out, no Del Taco, no Sonic. Shit that I've like enjoyed since moving out to California, because of course that shit wasn't out in New York. And I'm also thinking about, when I go like to Memphis, what the fuck am I going to eat when I go to Memphis? Or when I go, visit Miami. Like, what I want to get like real deal Caribbean food. I have not had any Caribbean food since I moved out to LA. Why? Because they don't have Caribbean food out here. There's nothing out here. Nothing. No Jamaican food, no Haitian food, no nothing. Can't get no griot, can't get no jerk chicken, can't get no oxtail, can't get no curry chicken. Well, I could, but, y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. Like, as a foodie, this is my biggest fucking nightmare. Like, my menu is going to be so limited, I feel. I'm not going to be able to eat what I'd want to eat. I'm not going to be able to experiment. I'm not going to be able to really enjoy shit. And this is killing me. This is like, the thought of this is really, really fucking killing me. I did schedule a consultation with a dietitian, thanks to my doctor. So we'll see, what they say. Because I'm going to have hella questions, and I'm going to have a list of things that I'm going to want to eat. And I'm going to want to see if I can do so safely without increasing my cholesterol levels, without increasing the risk of pre-diabetes developing into fucking type 2 diabetes. Like, this shit is scary, y'all. It's scary, and it's infuriating, it's maddening. Just coupled with everything else that's going on with me, and the fact that we're still in the fucking pandemic. There's just, it's just so frustrating. I'm just so frustrated. So yeah, that's about where I am right now. Like I said, everything in my life ain't sweet. Everything ain't perfect. And this is the shit that I'm dealing with right now. I don't know. This is still new for me. This is still fresh. I'm kind of freaking out about it, but I have no choice but to deal with it. And, I have spoken with some friends who've gone through similar things. Shout out to my homeboy, Don Juan Fontaine. He chatted with me about it, and he went through something similar. pre-diabetes and high blood pressure. And this man, made lifestyle changes and he looks great. He lost I think like 40 pounds, 45 pounds within like the past few months. And, he looks great. He looks healthy. One of the things that I said to him was that all my unhealthy habits from youth have finally caught up to me. And he's just like, man, that lifestyle is not sustainable. And it's true, it's not. I had a lot of fun when I was younger, but now that I am older, it's stuff that I can't do anymore. It's stuff that I don't really want to do anymore. Just like eating the bad food all the time. Like, yeah, sure, like, yes, I am a foodie. I like to eat out. But, I was living a life where I was eating out every meal of every day. And it was terrible shit. I'm eating like bodega sandwiches and bulletproof Chinese food and, just all that terrible shit, that greasy, salty shit. It's a miracle that I'm still alive today, to be honest with you. Because in addition to that, drinking damn near every day for hours on end. And, like the past year, especially because of the pandemic, has prevented me from really indulging in fast food like that and indulging in alcohol like that. And yeah, it's time to make those changes, especially if I want to live. If I want to live for like the next 40 years, I need to start making those changes now. So, I am frustrated and I'm upset and I want to fucking rage. I also know that this is a wake-up call. It's great that like we caught the shit in time, like everything in time, and that I'm able to make an attempt to reverse things. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Hopefully I can do it without having to take any more medication. So yeah, gonna do what I can, eat these boring, simple meals, and hopefully get better.